demoralized. We're at that point. It's financial. In the end of the day, money talks, BS walks. Funding allows us to operate and expand and defeat the enemy. Not having money shuts us down and we're defeated. And once we've been silenced, the enemy can lie about us all they want. We're running Memorial Day specials right through next week. Some of the biggest sales we've ever done. 60% off Extendawise for cardiovascular and heart. It's the best formula out there. MycoZX, instead of just a probiotic, it's anti-fungus, anti-candida mold for your guts. Amazing. Try it for yourself. 60% off. 50% off our new 8-pack Power Stack Body's Ultimate Turmeric Formula, Vitamin Mineral Fusion, Ultimate Bone Broth, Super Male Vitality. That's 50% off. 40% off Turbo Force back in stock, and the chocolate and vanilla protein bars that are the best out there. There's a bunch of other specials as well, but we try to make it symbiotic. Great products at great prices that make your life better, that then fund our operation. Whatever you do, commit now, like you've already done, to take action, whether it's word of mouth or praying for us or buying the products or all three. You've already changed the world. And I humbly come to you with respect and thank you again for what you've done for myself, for my children, and for your children, and for all of our own destinies, because this is an incredible time in humanity at that fork in the road or at that crossroads. But whatever you do, never give in to the globalist, never give in to your humanity, never believe you're a piece of crap, never believe that humanity sucks, because that is a lie of the old serpent, Satan.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
This video is just for the Jews who don't like Tommy Robinson, and especially those Jews who say he's anti-Semitic. Because I hear it all the time, not just from fringe media, but from the mainstream and Jewish media as well. They call him a racist, a fascist, and often even a Nazi. Here in Australia, the chairman of the Australian Defamation Commission, Dvir Abramovich, was reported in news.com.au calling Tommy Robinson a white supremacist and anti-Semite. So, is it true? Well, first let's look at his close friends and work colleagues. We have Ezra Levant from Rebel Media, who has worked with Tommy for years now. Guess what? He's a Jew. His current campaign manager for today's election is a Jew. Brian of London, one of Tommy's closest friends for many years now, is a Jew. And myself, I am Australia's proudest Jew. That's just to give you, name a few. But, by the way, from the ADC, he's never met Tommy in real life. He just likes to make headlines, and I don't blame him, because that was an easy opportunity. The fact is, Tommy Robinson is the furthest thing from a Nazi. Let me give you a couple examples. In November 2016, Tommy travelled to Israel to witness the conflict for himself. He'd wanted to make this trip for ages. When he was there, he fell in love with the people, he fell in love with the land, and he declared himself publicly a Zionist. The trip confirmed to him what he already understood about jihadi threat Israel faces on a daily basis. You often see Israeli flags at all these rallies. They were even present back in the EDL days, next to gay flags. Neither of those flags would be accepted at any real far-right event, which his followers and him himself love. The backlash from Jew haters has never bothered Tommy Robinson. The former leader of Britain's racist British National Party hates Tommy because of his love of Israel and because he doesn't have any problem with gay people. Whenever you read an article on Tommy, they generally describe him as the founder of the EDL, just to vilify him. But they never tell you why Tommy left the EDL that he himself founded. And I will, because it's the perfect example of how not anti-Semitic Tommy really is. When Tommy was sent to prison, the EDO was hijacked by actual Jew haters, and Tommy wanted no part in it. He tried to push him out from within, but he couldn't. So he publicly walked away. Now just imagine how much easier would it have been for Tommy to embrace anti-Semitism at the time. But he didn't, because he's not what they call him. He is not an anti-Semite. He has always stood on principle no matter the personal cost. And we know, boy, the personal cost has often been extremely, extremely high. The media also love to define Tommy as a violent, convicted criminal. Again, just to smear him. But they don't tell you that Tommy has never, ever been charged with any race-related or hate-related crimes. Most of his criminal history has literally been trumped-up charges designed to silence him. He's still dealing with that type of persecution today. I was in court with him last week. When the media include the word violent in their description, they don't explain the charge. So let me tell you what really happened. At one of his rallies, a real, proud, Hitler-loving neo-Nazi attended. When Tommy saw the man in the crowd, he asked the scumbag to leave, as Tommy does. When he refused to leave, Tommy walked up to him and knocked him out. Now, I'm not going to sit here and condone violence, but as a Jew, when I hear about someone that not only stands with me in theory and my people in theory, but when we're not even around, he will literally fight for us. It makes me feel protected. The truth is, if you really want to understand how Tommy ever managed to be labelled an anti-Semite, look no further than the people who created that narrative. Far-left organisations often create narratives based on falsehoods to smear people of influence that don't share their outlook on life. It doesn't only happen to Tommy. In fact, it happens to me all the time. Take a look at this site, for example. This so-called Jewish organisation published this article, 7+ times Avi Yemini consorted with neo-Nazis. Now, the article is full of baseless lies. I've never even met most of the people listed here, and the ones I have are either not Nazis, for example, Milo, who also happens to be a Jew, just the wrong type of Jew for them, or it's just some random guy I didn't know who walked up to me, shook my hand, snap, they got a photo, and I would hardly call that consorted. In Australia, we have this custom. If someone walks up to you, puts out their hand, we shake. But that doesn't stop the mainstream media from republishing those lies and spreading the fake news from that article. More irony for you, this same organisation, for example, and most of the organisations that create these narratives are anti-Israel. They're the kind of people that we call in our community as self-hating Jews. If you for a second believe I, Avi Yemini, who volunteered to serve on the front line of the IDF in the Golani Brigades, is in any way associated to Nazis, well, you, my friend, are an idiot. Nazis hate me. Just go online and read what they write about me. And guess what? The same goes for Tommy. But Tommy doesn't have the same defence I have. He's not Jewish, and he never served in the IDF. But as one of my closest friends, I can promise you, Tommy is our most loyal ally. He is what literally stands between our community and the far left, the far right, and Islamic extremists. He's put his life on the line to defend Britain, and especially communities like ours, from the real threats those three groups pose. Now he wants to defend us in the Jew-hating EU by serving in the European Parliament. So I'm asking you to put your trust in him. Give him your vote today. If all you know of the man is what you've read in the mainstream newspaper, well, I guess you now understand why people hate Israel so much. If I relied on the mainstream media to get my info on Israel, I too would hate her with all my heart. But we know better. We know better than to take their word for it. We know better than to believe their fake news when it comes to Israel. So I'm asking you to ignore the fake news as you do with Israel and instead believe one of his closest friends, a proud Jew. Make this Lag BaOmer truly rejoiceful by helping to elect a real defender of the Jewish people. Only 2 weeks ago, Tommy took me to a local restaurant in Manchester called Ta'am. Best food. So glad to see authentic Israeli food in Manchester. But what was really great to see there was how much the Frum community embraced him. When Tommy walked in there, every religious man with payas, tzitzis, came and shook his hand. So today I'm going to ask all of you on Lag BaOmer, please share this message with all your family and friends. Spread it around the community. Tell them not to waste their votes today. Tell them to vote Tommy Robinson. Chag Sameach.
Stop.
What you have witnessed is the biggest development in free speech in the Western world's history. This is a digital, AI-enforced gag order not to say the name Alex Jones or Infowars.com. This is Nazi Germany level. This is racketeering. This is cartels. Mr. President, we need your help. We need it now. You can take on big tech. They saw Infowars as a dominant, independent, anti-war, pro-human, pro-sovereign, pro-family, populist organization. So they thought first they come for Alex Jones. Then when people say, okay, take him off the air, everyone else like dominoes would fall. The way to fight back is to support Infowars now more than ever and make it a standard of freedom and free speech. Understand that they believe they can take us down, they'll take everybody else down.
Sometimes in life, your pipes just get a little clogged up, a little backed up, and you just can't get that clearance and that push that you need. But with Oxy Powder from InfoWarsStore.com, that will no longer be an issue. But watch out, because this stuff is powerful. Oxy Powder from InfoWarsStore.com clears those pipes that have been giving you all that backup.
A classic InfoWars fan favorite formula, Super Blue fluoride-free toothpaste is a must-have for any InfoWarrior serious about their oral health. Featuring natural oils and ingredients used since Aboriginal and biblical times. Fueled by the good halogen, iodine, and high-quality nano silver, we've taken the fluoride out and replaced it with powerful ingredients to help boost your smile. Don't miss out on one of our best products. Power up your morning routine with Super Blue fluoride-free toothpaste at the InfoWars store.
Since the beginning, Secret 12 has been one of our most popular formulas. Now, we're bringing you an all-new version to help you reach your energy peak. Ultra 12 from InfoWars Life takes advantage of the most effective and expensive form of B12 available, methylcobalamin, to provide you with twice the B12. Ultra 12 can help make DNA, support the body's energy production, and help produce healthy blood cells while assisting proper nervous system function. Take advantage of the superior form of B12 and head to InfoWarsStore.com today.
It's never been easy to figure out the essentials of a new supplement routine. That's why we created the 8-Pack Power Stack, your go-to option for the building blocks of a successful approach to supplementation. This one-stop shop for those looking to simplify or adjust their routine is perfect for new and old InfoWarriors alike. With the 8-Pack Power Stack, there's no trial and error, messy bottles laying across the counter, or 20-minute morning habits. Just take the Wake Up and Work or Rest and Recover packs each day for quick, easy-to-use, and conveniently accessible formulas to help you reach your peak without the deep supplement knowledge, stacks of bottles, and complicated routine. Featuring 8 different formulas for a total take on your health and wellness. You can find what you like and get even more powerful versions in the store. Head to InfoWarsStore.com and check out 8-Pack Power Stack today and jumpstart your supplement routine.
Every morning before I start writing or shooting a video, I take 2 capsules of Brain Force for a sustainable burst of energy. This is, without question, the most powerful nootropic I've ever taken, and it comes without any of the crashes or the jitters associated with energy drinks. It's additive-free, nothing artificial. It's Brain Force Plus. Read thousands of 5-star independent reviews right now and get your Brain Force Plus at InfoWarsLife.com.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. You found it, the tip of the spear. It is The Alex Jones Show with Owen Schroyer.
All right. President Trump has just done a brief statement to the press on the White House lawn. I want to go to this now. There's a couple very important aspects to this, but I do want to say something because I'm getting a lot of complaints that we haven't mentioned Julian Assange. So we'll go ahead and just do that right now. Julian Assange has been charged with 18 federal charges in a new indictment, violating the Espionage Act. This is a terrible attack on free speech. This is a terrible attack on the press. This is a terrible attack on truth, on journalism, and a shame on the federal government and the President of the United States if Julian Assange gets locked up and the key thrown away. They need to reach a deal with him. And I think there needs to be cooperation both ways. But Julian Assange does not deserve to rot in jail the rest of his life. Hillary Clinton does. So Assange should not be punished for exposing the crimes of Hillary Clinton. But we'll talk about that later. Maybe take some calls on that. But listen to what the president is going to say in this clip. There's actually, he says some good things, and he says something that I'm not so happy about. But, well, just take a listen for yourself.
Very transparent. So as you know, I declassified everything they want. I put it under the auspices of the Attorney General. He's going to be in charge of it. He's a great gentleman and a highly respected man. So everything that they need is declassified, and they'll be able to see how this how the hoax or witch hunt started and why it started. It was an attempted coup or an attempted takedown of the President of the United States. It should never, ever happen to anybody else. So it's very important. Now, people have been asking me to declassify for a long period of time. I've decided to do it, and you're going to learn a lot. I hope it's going to be nice, but perhaps it won't be.
Pause it right there. Now, we'll get to what he's about to say after this. So here's what you're going to find out, and we already know.